Now you are thinking with pistons. I doubt that. Hi. So, okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, Pookies. Black Beauty. Black Beauty. Black Beauty. There's a reason for that. And just a sec, because I gotta put it over here. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, so I just got done with recording Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and the Wheel of Fortune was Oscar nominations, and the Jeopardy was Black Beauty. I chose the Black Stallions, so I got the wrong answer, but at least I tried. And it was a horse. So, I don't know how long we're going to do this, because I promised I'd make breakfast, and I'm hungry. Only problem is, he's not awake yet. He usually tries to stay in bed. If it's his day off, he usually tries to stay in bed until I'm done streaming. So, we may not even go until 11 this time. Because, like I said, I'm hungry. But, I'll stream a little bit later. So I got another chapter done in my story, so that would be, chapter 2 of Test and Love, but I have not pieced it together yet. I know you're saying, how can you say you finished it if you haven't pieced it together yet? It makes me feel better saying that I finished it rather than I ended up having to give up on it for a little bit. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to be too tired if I sit up. I was going to be too tired to stream this morning if I sat up and finished putting it together. And it was going to be a little loud. Well, I could have put my headphones on, I guess. But, I figured it was going to be a little loud. So I just waited until after stream to finish it. Okay, so I need to figure out where this is. So anyway, we're going to be doing this for a little while. We might go and do some Dreamlight Valley. That's a might, because, I know if I go in Dreamlight Valley, I'm probably going to be there for a while, and, a long while. And I don't want that. I want to be able to work on my story because we are almost to the chapter that I really, really, really wanted to work on. Um, it's the chapter where Sean gets rid of Adam, and I love it. Um, don't worry, he does not hurt him. Adam will be perfectly fine. So I wrote this other book series, and the one book is The Cadet. Well, the cadet has a best friend who ends up being the assistant manager. And that's the name of the second book. So the first one's the cadet and the second one's the assistant manager. And I don't know why. I think I was like working on them at the same time, and I'm like, you know what? There's like there's like Sean not Sean. Um there's a spot in there where we don't exactly know what Adam was doing. And I'm like, okay, he just started this job, but he needs to go and or maybe it's not when he just started the job. I don't know. Anyway, he's the kind of guy that he gets hired at a job and then he gets laid off because they didn't need that many people. So it's not really his fault that he lost the job. And like if that happens too many times, people aren't going to be willing to give you a chance because they're going to be wondering why are you hopping from job to job to job. And that has happened to me a couple of times. Yeah, I thought that was very annoying because I think I got um like you go and you fold the sweaters at Christmas time, and then the customer comes by just at the wrong moment and looks at it, and they have to unfold it, to see if it's their size or not, and that's when the boss comes over. But when you were folding them and doing a good job, you know, I had that happen to me at Macy's. I worked there for a Christmas, and then I figured that, I figured that since I was seasonal help, that the job was over. But I guess it technically wasn't. I'm not entirely sure because my boss that I was working under, and nobody seemed to know who this was, conveniently nobody knew who that was after the fact. And, bosses only give first names, they never give last names. So you're like Karen, but there's like 6 Karens. So you're like, I don't know, the one with the dark hair, and then there happens to be 6 Karens that have dark hair. The one I was working for, I think was Debbie or Deborah or something like that. Either way, I don't have that job because they didn't know who I was working for, and I didn't go back for like a week because, like I said, I figured that the job was over, and I didn't understand. I was only like 20 something at the time. I know there's a lot of 20-year-olds out there who would understand, but I didn't. So anyway, so I did finally get my book. Um, I finished Lessons in Love, and I got it yesterday. It's still not the correct size, but it is smaller. So, so I'll have some sort of money coming in like 2 months. I think it is. It's kind of annoying. One, two, three. I don't make enough book sales to, like hire art help. And all the art help people seem to draw the same. So it's like, do I really want to hire them? And the answer is really no. But I'm too much of a nice person to go and say, no, I definitely don't want your help because it all looks the same. I'll say it on my stream, but I'll say it on my stream, but when we're talking on Discord or whatever, it's I'm too nice to say that looks like something I would expect to see on a car. Because it does. And like I'm looking for realistic drawings, not cartoons. Everybody hears that I'm writing a book, and I guess they're assuming that I'm writing a comic book or something, but no, it's a real novel, and it's got to have really good pictures in it. And really all I need is the book cover and the book cover and the and the back, well, yeah, the front and back covers. So I was told at one point that AI is not good because it goes and steals other people's photos and and uses it as its own thing. But I was also explained the other day that it takes like examples from 1,000 different photos. Well, not necessarily an exact amount, but like 1,000 different photos, and comes up with an idea out of that. So that made me feel better because I don't want to be like stealing other people's stuff. And I have very specific scenarios in my stories, so I'm hoping that nobody ever has that problem where nobody ever has that problem where they really want to sue the heck out of me because I stole their picture, because I'm not well, A, I'm not doing it on purpose, and B, I'm only using AI pictures because I cannot draw. And using Minecraft art wasn't working very well either because you can't have the people in it. And it would have looked way too cartoony. Like in one of my stories, they're in they're in South America in an island I hope I made up. And Holly Holly's the captain of the ship in that one. But Holly meets this boy, and they're both sitting on the beach, and because my husband said it was a piratey thing to do, they're drinking some kind of alcohol. Whiskey, I think. And that's the only reason why they drink. I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. But the only reason why they drink is because my husband said it's a piratey thing to do. I'm like, okay, fine, they can drink. You know, um, at one point in the storyline, there's the mention of if William has one more drink, he's gonna, like, have to have a liver transplant or something like that. Or no, it was not even a liver transplant was gonna help. So William's wife, Kat, cut him off. He just, he's not allowed to have any more. So yeah, my husband was allowed to stay up later last night because, it's his day off. So, I usually don't have it that late, but it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. And I had a little bit of Coca-Cola to keep me up until 10 something. Or might have been 11. Anyway, so I finished that. I finished 7 out of 9 chapters, and then I did the other 2 after a bathroom break at 3 something in the morning. Might have been 4 something, but 3 or 4 something in the morning. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get this done, but before it's the next hour. And I did, and so it's just sitting there waiting for me to piece it together, and I'll be very happy when it's done. So yesterday, you will notice that there was if you watch my channel a lot, you'll notice that there was a lot of videos that I posted. And the funny thing is that all of that got done between 8 something and 11 something. And it went over a little bit past 11, like 11:15, something like that. But it was within the time frame that it was supposed to be. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, we played well, I know we played Dreamlight Valley. We played Oh, yeah, okay. So yesterday was golf. So we played golf with your friends and Pac-Man and Minecraft, Dreamlight Valley, Bible trivia. Is there anything else yesterday? I don't remember. Okay, we played Dreamlight Valley. We played, oh, yeah, okay. We played Dreamlight Valley. We played Minecraft. We played GTA. We played Bible trivia. We played Pac-Man, and golf with your friends. So that's what, 6 games yesterday, all within that 3 hours. Um, I was having a let's get the time, finished, but not wanting to stay on games for too long. I think Dreamlight Valley ended up being Dreamlight Valley or Minecraft was the longest that we played. I think it was Dreamlight Valley though, because like I meant to go on there for one reason and one reason only, and got on there for hold on. Yeah, okay, that's got carpet too. Um, anyway, I went on there just to get the dill and the button mushrooms, and that was it. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I need to feed the geese and the bees and the skunks. So so I did that, and I ended up picking up the fish twice, I think, and yeah. So I'm gonna need to keep collecting the fish, like every day, because there's one thing that I need to do, cook a certain amount of seafood meals. And if I can get that one done, I only need to do it 5 more times, I think. Might be less than that. Um, like 4 times. But, I don't have that many more to do. And then I can start actually collecting the jellied fish instead of cooking it. And I'll be happy. So we're getting this building done. And I just realized we trapped ourselves in. Well, we gotta go this way anyway, right? So, go out into the rain. Not a good thing. Okay, wait a minute. Yes, carpet, 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 carpet. Good, okay. Oh! How? Got this side done. Didn't it get this side? What? How about this side over here? Okay. Yeah. Funny thing is, if you look up here, it looks like it's raining on you. And then you realize, no, it's not. Anyway, I don't know how much I'm going to get done today, but I want to try to get at least 6 pages done in chapter 3. And then I think I'll reward myself with being able to do the Dreamlight Valley. So in the real school, this is all flat, because they don't have to worry about going up, but I do, so. Okay. So we're just pretending that's a ramp. Okay. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both sides. Okay. One, two, three, four. Was it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. There. So I've noticed that some of my viewers actually watch some of these, and they don't watch all of them. But, that's okay. But it's, me building this is like bringing the school to life, and, it's pretty cool, I think. But I do understand because these are such long videos or streams, depending on how you're watching me. Um, it's long. I get it. So, how many buildings do we have? Oops. And we ended up turning one of the classrooms into a men's room and a women's room, or boys' room and girls' room. And we put lockers. I wish I had lockers. But I'm trying to save I'm trying to save certain things for trying to save certain things for just the mansion, or just a one-shot deal in whatever area it is, because the computer room and the computer room and the typing room are both going to have wait, did we have that many? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, because it was 3 hallways. Okay. We're good. So before it rains again. So I'm working on Test and Love right now, and uh, the big highlight thing that I love to build in the movie theater is that they're on an airplane, and Sean was piloting the plane. He was in the official pilot spot, and um, the left, the driving side. Um, and then Ben was on the the right side. I don't know if like you have a pilot and you have a um, if you have a pilot and you have a co-pilot, if the co-pilot's flying the whole time, or if he only starts flying once the pilot needs a stretch or a potty break or whatever. Um, so anyway, whatever the deal is, um, what? That's not the way it goes, is it? No. Okay. There we go. There! Okay, now. So I don't know if they were asking me if I wanted to play or if they thought that I wanted to play, so that's why they were asking, but I had to turn the guys down yesterday because I was working on my story and I want to get done. I want to get it done. Um, there's some stuff that there's some stuff in that book that I think is gonna keep me wanting to work on it. So it might get done pretty fast. I don't know. Okay, Windows. Anyway, it might get done faster than the other ones. I thought that with Lessons in Love, and I was just like, I don't know why, I just started dragging my heels. But, like there was, uh, circumstances that, stopped me from working on it, like, Dreamlight Valley having an update, and if Gameloft is watching this, I do not want you to stop updates just because I'm working on a story. That would be silly. But I'm also not like demanding an update right away, right? Like right now. I'm not that person. Okay. So, like with Dreamlight Valley, people are going, people are saying, I need more, I need more, I need more all the time. And, if I was Gameloft, I would make them wait 6 months or something like that. Because people are always saying they need more. They don't have time to, really work on the issues. Like I have, for a while there, I had the amazing disappearing dress, and that is a big problem, especially if you stream, because I wasn't trying to have the amazing disappearing dress. It wasn't my fault. I ended up, um, basically my character didn't look like she was wearing anything. You didn't see any stuff that you weren't supposed to see. Just the dress disappeared. So, so, to the untrained person who's, uh, the person who goes and checks out your video to make sure it's okay for everybody to watch. To that person, it might have looked like it was a little more risque than it was. Um, so I don't want that to happen. So I stopped wearing those dresses for a while. And it's a big shame because, every once in a while, I like to have my character in a dress. Or I don't want her to wear pants, but, you know, and we've got skirts, we've got dresses on that game. We've also got costumes. You know what? I haven't figured out if the costume makes you ride side saddle or not. I just figured that out. Wow. Okay, that'll give me something to do later. Um, so yesterday, yeah, I was just a little bummed. Like not crying all over again like it was the day that it happened or anything, but yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of when our cat passed away. And I don't like the way she did it, but she did pass away at home. So I was very happy about that. Yeah. But, sad that she's gone because we'd had her since she was a kitten. She wasn't even 2 pounds yet. Um, I've probably said that, uh, several times this year, but, I was a little bit bummed. So I, I told my husband, um, um, that I wanted to donate. And, yeah, well, I said that it's been a year since, and he understood. And I said, so a donut would be appreciated. And I made sure to tell him just one. Yeah. They're 99 cents each, so, it's not going to break the bank too badly. And how many wives are going to be like, upset about something and say, just bring me a donut? Um, I'm starting to think that, maybe certain bread products are still giving me problems, but I don't know. I know that last time I tried to eat the Costco hot dog bun, it definitely it usually just causes like a yucky tummy feeling. Okay, let's see here. Um, so what I was working on yesterday, all day long, so I had one page done, maybe two, when I started out yesterday. Yeah, carpets in. Okay. Anyway, I think I had like a page and a half, something like that, done. So I got the other half of the page done, and then I went and finished everything else in that chapter and a little bit more. Um, well, I got to page 7 yesterday, and then very early this morning, 3 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour, something like that. Um, I got the other, the last 2 pages done. And I am very happy about that. But even more happy, I'm working on, even more happy, I'm about to start chapter 3. I just have to piece together the last 2 pages of chapter 2, and then I can go and put that into the list, and it'll be all good, you know. And it'll be a lot easier this time. I still gotta work it out though, because last time I knew lessons in love, with spaces in between lessons and in and in love, of course. But I could type in lessons in love, CH for chapter, and whatever chapter it was, and whatever chapter number it was. And then I had a hyphen and 8 characters after that. So I just have to, figure out what I can get away with, busting it down from lessons to test. Wait, LESSONS 7. So I've got 3 extra characters. So I should have 11. Although I don't think I did. I don't know. I was upset because I tried to put 8 characters in there, and it's like, no. I should have 11. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, well, I guess we'll leave this as the exit for now. What? Okay, apparently we're not going to leave that as the exit because somebody didn't do things right over here. Since I'm building it, I'm somebody. Okay. 1, 2. There. Okay, now we can go and put this in. And the building will almost be done. So I'm still expecting one package because I had a little bit more money than I was expecting to have, and that's because I think we've got Amazon Prime. I got it last month or the month before that, one of those two. Um, and that was like the only way that I didn't need to get uh 12 cents, 21 cents, something like that from my husband. And I was able to buy my book without having help, So, it was a free sign up, and then you pay $14.99 or whatever it is after that. And I don't buy things off of Amazon that much, but when I do, it helps. It helps a lot. Anyway, so I'm expecting one more package. I was able to buy something for my husband for birthday anniversary, and I don't know which one I'm going to give it to him on because they're about a week apart. I have to say about because his birthday's on the 6th of February and our anniversary's on the 14th. So technically 8 days, but so it's about a week. And it's kind of annoying because like I want to give it to him as soon as it arrives, and he told me hold on. Okay, so it's supposed to arrive today. It's not even out for delivery yet. Oh, but brownie points to the delivery driver. I put in the comments because I'm home like all the time, so I put in the the directions for delivering to the house to put it on the dryer in the shed. There's no door, so I don't have to worry about them doing that. But I don't want my package getting stolen. I don't want my package getting all wet. In case it starts raining or snowing. I don't want my package getting run over by my husband. So I asked them to put it on the dryer, and I asked them to knock. Just knock and run. I'm good. To tell me it got here. And of course, I was in the upstairs when they did that, but I was very happy. So I hope the delivery driver is watching this video sometime and sees that I was happy about the delivery. I gave them what I hope is a good rating. I said, yeah, they did excellent. I kind of felt bad because I had to go and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was trying to explain to the person that, yeah, it's not raining, but it could have been. And I don't want my package getting stolen either. I mean, it's a book, not a big deal. But if it gets ripped or stolen or, somehow damaged and, like soaked because it was left on the porch and it's raining, if it got any of those things, I'd be very upset. So I don't want that, obviously. Yeah, I don't remember there being classrooms facing that way. I really don't. So we moved the auto shop over here, though. You go in here, you get your car all fixed up. I remember there being like, tables with tools and stuff. Um, I don't have that ability right now, so we're not gonna do that. Well, we might do tables, but um, we're not gonna do, tools because I don't have those. There may need to be a computer in there. Because computers have electronic thingies in them. Yeah, I said thingies, sorry. I don't know how to fix cars. Um, anyway, they have electronic parts in them, so you have to go and do a diagnostic with the computer and all that. And the problem is that if the computer is messing up for some reason, then you go and try to do your diagnostic, and it's gonna tell you stuff like, no, you don't need a new alternator. And yeah, we did. That wasn't the reason why it was saying that. I don't know why it was saying that because we needed a new alternator. I don't know very many things about cars, but I do know that when you're throwing batteries, you probably need a new alternator. But since the guys, well, he's saying it wasn't a guy versus girl thing. He's saying it was, he was saying it was the experts against the less than amateur. But I don't actually believe him since, he listens to guys on car stuff. One, two, three. One, two, three. Like somebody told him that it was okay to have a dirty engine. One, two, three. One, two, three. Um, but the problem is that it was so dirty that it was gonna like explode if we let it any dirtier, you know. So I don't know how, but we cleaned up inside there and it was running smoother. It was running a lot better. That was our white truck which was um, two trucks before this one. Or no, one truck before this one. Uh, okay, so we have our monstrosity truck. It's huge, and scarily enough, I was noticing in the Costco parking lot that there's trucks that are even bigger than this one. But anyway, then we had the navy blue truck, the one that we just traded in to help get this one. And then before that, we had a little white truck. So that one, it had a back seat, but it wasn't four doors. And it was no fun to sit in the back seat at all whatsoever. It hurt my back a lot. Okay, so... Oh, so that's... Okay. This is going to be the gym. Well, no. This is going to be the gym. It's supposed to go from that corner to... We didn't make a corner over here, but, this corner somewhere. Yeah, we'll say here. um... Anyway, and in here we need to make the hot lunch room, the girls' locker room, the multi-purpose room, and then behind that, the gym. Um, oh boy. Did I mean to do that? No. Okay, I still need to finish that building. Oh no. So technically we need to end this and either start another one or because I wanted to end this at 10, which it is now. I want to finish this real quick though. Anyway, we wanted to finish this stream at 10, and I said I was hungry because I am, and I might end early today. I don't know. I just know I'm hungry. Okay, so that means that is not that either. That sentence will make more sense in a minute. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, there we go. And we're going to have to take more tree out. Dang it. I actually like trees. And I was upset to find out that Disneyland just taken out some of their trees. I don't know if they're like out permanently or if they're just being um, 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 re put somewhere else. Relocated. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, I don't know if they're like being relocated or if they're just being taken out completely because the person who made the decision doesn't like trees or what. Because I think that Disneyland is one of the most breathable places in the world. Well, Disney parks in general that have trees. Um, I think they're the most breathable places in the world because they've got a lot of trees. Trees make oxygen, and so like you're going on rides and you're having fun, but you don't notice that you have more energy because of all the trees. Um, I noticed when I went there last, I realized that was 2000 and I was a lot younger. Um, August of 2000. I was a lot younger, but that we'd be going on rides and having fun, and then all of a sudden, okay, I get it. And then all of a sudden it would be uh midnight, and we had not stopped walking there. We had not stopped walking for a very long time. We got in line for rides, and if we got tired, we went on the train or It's a Small World or something, something that we're going to be off our feet for a while. I don't know if I can do that now, but I want to go to Disneyland. Hey, segue into the idea of I write books, and they're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. Um, the first three are part of the Rolling Sea Beginnings, and the second three are part of the Rolling Sea Traitor series. I mean, they're all the same. Those 6 books are all part of the same series. It's just that's the section that they're in. Beginnings or Traitor. Because Beginnings is all about Morgan and Hayden and their crew. And and her name is not Morgan because of the alcoholic drink, by the way. Just in case anybody's going to try to float that rumor. It's actually because in the Beverly Hillbillies, there's a Morgan and he's a guy. And in the, and in the, in Cutthroat Island. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second there. Anyway, in Cutthroat Island, there is the captain's daughter is Morgan. So I was like, that's kind of like a Sam Samantha thing. You know, um, some girls that are named Samantha like to go by Sam because you can't tell if it's a male or a female, so it keeps them protected. Or like in the late 90s, I think it was, they had It's Pat. So, Pat could be Patty. Pat could be Patrick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. Pat could be Patty. Pat could be Patrick. You don't know. So, anyway, but, I named my Captain Morgan because of that, not because of a alcoholic drink. And okay, so I was gonna name her Adams, you know, Morgan Adams, because of the Adams family. Seriously, that's the reason why I was gonna name her um, Morgan Adams. And then I'm like, oh man, I saw the the commercial for Cutthroat Island, and then eventually I saw the movie for it, and I'm like, oh man, I can't name her Morgan Adams anymore because that's the name on the thing. They're gonna think that I copied it, and they might want to sue me if they think I copied it. Well, that's not the reason why she was gonna be Morgan Adams, but now she's Morgan Bell because Beauty and the Beast, you know, that's one of the two main characters. Her name is Belle. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to have this just go uh straight across the whole time or if it's going to go down one more. I don't actually know. Or like probably two more because no, I'm already putting this in. Yeah, so it's probably going to go straight across. Um but then I'm going to have to figure out the middle and put an F or an I because it's, like Ireland High School. I don't know. I have never named this high school. It's based on Fairfield High School in Fairfield, California, but I have never named it. We just call it the high school. 1, 2, 3. Like if somebody has to go and pick somebody up at the high school, they just say the high school. Or if they have to pick up a student at the middle school, we just call it the middle school. 1, 2, 3. But that one is based on Grange Middle School in it was 7th and 8th grade. Grange Middle School in I say Fairfield, California, but I think their address is in Suisun, which is kind of weird because it was on the wrong side of the railroad tracks for that, but whatever. Or we could just do this until 11. Like I said, kind of wanted to start, stop this stream and start another one, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. What the heck? Is that like a natural thing? I don't think I've ever seen them do that before. Like this. Oh, maybe I did it. I don't know. Anyway. So I do say based on because technically there was just a big old grass spot right here and there happened to be they had a picnic table there. And then over there, the same thing, just a big grass spot. And then, but I ended up doing it this way. I'm going to have to figure out how to put in the table and all that. But, we'll figure it out. Only problem with the quad here is that if you're over there, you cannot see very well to the other side of over here, if you're over there at those classrooms, you can't see across very well, and in real life, you could see very well. So, you know, I'll end up figuring it out one of these days, but oh, that wouldn't be like that. That would have been stairs. That whole entire thing, I think, was stairs. Maybe we'll just do it like we did over there and just make it go down, a nice little path. Um, I have no idea. We don't have a botany classroom. I just thought of that. Plants. One of the questions on Jeopardy, I I think it is. Yeah, it would have to be Jeopardy. The answer is botany, but I can't think of the question right now. Or, well, I mean, I can't think of the answer because they give you the answer and you gotta guess the question. Um, but yeah, I don't remember what the thing is, and or I could just have it all black. It's just a quad. I don't know what the quad was supposed to be for, except for that occasionally, I mean, not occasionally, but every year for, over the summer, band camp was over here. And it wasn't actually this big, but, I mean, I guess it was pretty big, but, I don't think it was this big. Anyway. Okay. Depending on what gets finished first, the timer or the building over there and this will end the stream right after we're done. I'm probably gonna have an argument with the trees, at least a little bit. I've had it to where like I was building the building and I had just taken all the trees out of the inside of the building and it spawns right back in because um because I didn't make the building out of a strong enough material. Like I didn't make it out of bedrock, so the trees were going straight through the wall. Weirdness. But yeah, if we get to the quad is done and that building is done, then we will stop. Because, like I said, I'm hungry. Um, you're probably wondering why I don't eat before stream. And that would be because, we don't have much money for food. And, um, so we don't always have something that, we don't always have something that I can just like snack on before stream. And, he just added another bill to the household by getting the truck, but we needed the truck, so. Um, that's kind of that's kind of scary because, um, my grandma's up there in age, and even though I believe she has staying power, I really do. Um, if she wanted to, she could probably stay around until she's 100. Um, but, she's the last grandma I've got. I had my two original grandmas and my two original grandpas, mom's parents and dad's parents. But then, or mama's parents and dad's parents. And then, uh, and then, my parents got divorced and he got remarried. Well, she got remarried too, but that's not the point here. Um, anyway, so I got my last set of grandparents, the ones that, um, grandpa just, uh, grandpa passed away, um, not 25, but in 24 in December. And, grandma's still here. So I don't know when she's gonna, I don't know when she's gonna go, but I believe she's got staying power. So, staying power. I realized I was saying that and it didn't quite sound like it was coming through the way I wanted it to. Um, anyway, um, like we got this new truck, so I'm like thinking, does that jinx grandma? We definitely have a vehicle that would make it all the way to where she is. And I'm hoping that doesn't jinx grandma. I hope that, I hope she still has staying power, that she's gonna, be with us for a while. At least a while longer. Um, you know what? I think I had it 2x2 last time. So it was shorter, the awning between buildings. Um, and it's weird. That's the only place that they have that is those classrooms. All the other classrooms, it's like, um, all the other classrooms, it's like you're gonna get wet. So, I mean, usually it's not a problem anyway. I think it was more of a problem when, I think it was more of a problem when it was like almost summer, or I mean when it when it was like May and June. It was so hot. Okay, so oh, and I didn't tell you the names of my books. Okay, so the children's book, the 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 children's book is part of the adopted series, and so far there's only one book in it. I know, so you're saying, why are you calling it a series? Because there's gonna be a, um, there's gonna be a book two, and there's gonna be a book three, and there's gonna be a book four, and I have confidence that there's gonna be a five, six, seven, whatever. Um, or maybe we're gonna give up on, uh, having pets and, be able to go places and do things without having to worry about our babies being, um, yeah, we call our cats our babies. Without having to worry about the babies, hurting each other or starving to death or whatever. We've never had a cat starve to death ever. We have, yeah, like when we go, we just make sure that um, my father-in-law comes over and checks on them. But he's not real diligent about doing that. Um, like we were gonna be gone for 3 days, I think, and he waited until the last day to go over there one time, and it's like, that's not the cat sitter that I would like. Because we call our cats our babies, still think that one of the neighbors, it's gonna be a new neighbor that doesn't know us very well. But I'm thinking when the neighbors is going to be like calling CPS or something like that, saying saying why are you leaving your children at home? That's not okay. It's gonna be like, yeah. Do you want to see my children? They meow. Yeah, they have claws. That's something that we gotta do today. We gotta clip claws. Um, we were being really, really diligent about that every single week. You know, like say on Saturday, every single week. And then we haven't been doing it as much. So we really need to get that done today. Um, I got 3 of Sam's claws done yesterday-ish. Or was that the day before? Anyway, recently. Got 3 of his claws done. He's got a lot more than that, but I got 3 of them. His nails grow really fast. They're worse than mine. Um, I, I have not been having Jello or anything like that. And so I think it's really weird that all of a sudden my nails are growing really fast, but they seem to be growing really fast, and it's kind of bugging me. Or maybe they grew that fast all the time. I'm just being hyper aware of it because I'm typing more, and my nails get in the way when I'm typing. So I don't know. I just know that I need to be able to get off of here and um, I need to be able to get off of here and make breakfast and then get working on my story. Because the next chapter is the one that I really, really, really wanted to work on. I don't know what happens in the chapter after that, but I know what happens in this chapter. And it's a really long chapter. Um, I'm debating. I'm debating busting it down. But on the other hand, it's all part of the same thought. So I'm not sure what to do. I think I'll talk it over with my husband. Oh, that was a weird noise. I think I'll talk it over with my husband because technically, like technically it starts out at home and then they go down to the ship. So that's a different location. And then um and then they're at the airport, and then they have the um well, there's like 2 different parts of them being at the airport. They get there and he um he parks the motorcycle. I want to say he parks the motorcycle on the sidewalk, but I don't think I actually said that, so maybe I need to add that. Anyway, um right outside the door, and then because that's where they were having this whole conversation. And the ninja shows up and steals his motorcycle, and William is there. Oh, that's what. Okay, so they were like the um running through the airport, making sure that um making sure that Adam made his flight, and the big problem with that is that Sean still has his sword from sword practice after school. So, the thing is, though, that it's a hypothetical sword practice because I never actually have them have sword practice. I should, but I don't. And, yeah. Or not never, just not as much as, um, not as much as some of the characters say they have it. Because they say they have it every day after school, and until they get it right on Saturdays, and they're also learning martial arts and learning how to hack on a computer, even though they don't use it for bad, they use it for good. Um, um, Jonah and Natalie uh, get hacking lessons every Saturday. Um, I think was the thought. Anyway, I just got done with um well, I just got done with Lessons in Love, but I just got done with the chapter where Danny McAndrews has walked up to Ashley and asked her to accompany him to his grandmother's birthday party. And it's just because he doesn't have a date and he doesn't want to get stuck dancing with his grandma all afternoon because um, that's the deal. If you show up all by yourself, you end up dancing with Alice, who is Danny's grandmother. So, so Ashley, uh, Ashley says yes. Jesse and Chantel are going to go with them because Danny got permission for them to go. So Ashley would have a safe way there and back. And she doesn't have to be worrying about, is Danny going to make a move to try to give her a kiss or that extra special kiss. Um, anyway, um, they got invited. So, they spend the whole afternoon dancing. And then afterwards, Danny kisses her on the cheek and then kisses her hand. And, you know, they, they all climb into Jesse's truck and go home. Except for, Danny. Danny stays at his grandma's house. Hold on. I don't recognize that number. Anyway, so, I think I like that color better than I like that color, though. I don't know. It looks like we're gonna finish the quad, and that's gonna be about it. And, I don't use Lightmatica or anything like that to do this. I am building this by hand. And I bring that up because, I play on Xbox. I bring that up because, certain other people He's like, I'm building a mountain. Well, yeah, he built it in Lightmatica and then like pretty much copy pasted because he plays on computer. He pretty much copy pasted it into place and then adjusted from there. And that just kind of feels cheatish to me. Um, like you didn't take the care to build it by hand. Um, so it just kind of sounds, kind of sounds cheatish. Um, but Minecraft is one of those games that you can play any way you want. So I like building. Um, my husband actually came up with this idea that he wanted to be able to, because we kept on having major arguments. Um, he wanted to see what I see when I see this, when I see this whole area. And, that's kind of hard because when we first started out, it had like 5 buildings and that was it. And, well, I mean, 5 buildings and the mansion. And that was about it because it like literally had the post office and a few other buildings because I can't think of what they were. Probably the post office, the bank, and a couple of other buildings. And then later it became bigger because it had the movie theater and the burger joint and the soda fountain. Like a whole bunch of different stuff. And so I've slowly started um, adding some of the other buildings that I talk about in my stories. Like Lessons in Love has the submarine sandwich shop because I can't call it Subway. They probably wouldn't mind. We're just saying that we went in there and grabbed a sandwich. But well, 2 sandwiches because one for Ashley and one for Sam. But anyway, we went in there, grabbed a couple of sandwiches. That's all. So they'd probably be very happy that I want to be able to put Subway in there. But then that would upset Quiznos and Porta Subs and some of the other restaurants. Oh, I think Firehouse Subs and there was another one I was just thinking of, and I don't know. Anyway, it would probably upset them. So, so it's probably better that it's just a submarine sandwich shop. Um, and there's the Chinese food restaurant in the next town over, and then there's the Chinese food restaurant on the way to the lake. And it said that they branched out, but they don't taste as good as the other one. That probably, I don't know. I don't know which happened. No, actually, I do know which happened first. I wrote that it didn't taste as good. Um, here in town. Um, versus the old established in the next town over. So it's kind of funny that in Reno the Western Bacon Cheeseburger tastes great because it's the old established, but the one here just down the street from us, literally, is it tastes more like mustard. They didn't get the mix right. If it ever opens back up again, because it had a stove fire or something like that. So they don't. Um, I mean, so they're, uh, we don't think that they're open right now. I don't know if it was like not an easy fix or if it was like damaged, a little too much or what. I just know that it's um it's been closed for a while. Let's see here. Whoa, it's 10:37 already. Time flies when you're playing Minecraft. Anyway, if I can just get that building done, and this is a lot more building than the previous version. This is a lot more building than what I had built before. I had some buildings done and I had some portables done, but I didn't have them like all filled in and stuff. I think I just had basically the framework like that one. Um, if you take out the white terracotta, um, I just had the framework, and maybe not even that. But now I've got everything built, and it looks great. Well, not everything. Um, we still have the band room. The band room, a bunch of portables, about 10 portables, and my husband's gonna argue with me that there's more than that, but no, um, me 5 portables, but I'm gonna put portables on the other side. They're gonna be facing each other like the classrooms over there. Um, but since they're gonna be part of the road part, um, oh, I think the road went to the quad. So, yeah, I think the road went to the quad too. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, we're gonna have, like this where there's portables over here and there's portables over there. Um, I thought we. Oh, yeah, but okay. So, actually, in that school, the door was over here, but in my story, the door is over here because Sean needs to be able to see. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, and this was that's the problem. This is the same school from the cadet. Um, one of my books that I haven't published yet is called The Cadet, and I think it needs a little more work actually. But anyway, it's called The Cadet, and it's because the main character girl in there um, meets this police. She's having a party, and she meets this police cadet because she got kidnapped. And they give him a hard time at first. Um, they give him a hard time at first, but uh, like why was my daughter passed out when you got when you brought her home, and um, stuff like that. So anyway, I'll have to read that one uh, eventually here, and be able to tell. I'll be able to tell you, you know, what actually happens in the book. But I know that her friend Ron goes. It's her best friend, and because Ron's mom is, um, you know, he just got left all by himself. The dad was like never in the picture, and his mom left to go, uh, go to Las Vegas or something like that, and just left him there. So, Robin's mom, Robin's the main character girl I was talking about. Robin's mom, uh, like adopted him, and they're both straight A students, but he's got a higher GPA than she does. But it's not like Ron Stoppable and Kim Possible. They don't ever have romantic intentions with each other. Um, and if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, it was in uh, the movie So the Drama. They were going to prom. They were going to prom, and of course, the bad guys did something, and they had to stop it, and they did stop it, and Kim Possible kind of shows up looking a little trashed, um, but like that's the moment when Kim and Ron realized that they were meant for each other. Anyway, it's nice and romantic, and don't know why it's in a kid, well, in a animated show, but I loved it. Um, I've still got the DVD in my. I've got a specific black case with. Well, all my DVDs are in. All of my DVDs that we've collected over the years are in a black case, rather than having them in their cases, because it was really annoying. You get that one case that you got to open it just so, and it'd be better to just be able to pull it out of one of those black cases, and uh watch the movie a lot faster. So we did that, and we've been happy ever since. Um, but anyway, one of them is Kim Possible, So the Drama. There's also a Stitch in Time, and then I have one or two DVDs where it's um, you know like 3 episodes put together on the one disc. I would love it if Disney would bring Kim Possible either to Disney Plus, or if it isn't there already, either bring it to Disney Plus, or put it out on DVD in a set and have every single episode. I would love it if they would put a set of, you know, one big ginormous set of every single Lizzie McGuire episode. Because I have a lot of them, but I realized that I have like season 1 and season 2, and I know that some of the discs were flip over discs. You watch the one side and then you flip it over and watch the other. And I just don't know which ones those are. So it would be a lot easier if they were, or they could be Blu-ray. I think I have the ability to watch Blu-ray on my Xbox. I don't like watching it, movies on there too much because I don't want to burn it out. But, it would be nice to be able to watch it every once in a while. I think I will try to find out if Lizzie McGuire and Kim Possible are on Disney Plus today. Because if they are, yay! And I will so totally watch it. Oh, speaking of that, there was rumors that Kim Possible may be coming to Dreamlight Valley. And I don't quite understand because, they're trying to steer away from violence. And if you were going to have, if you're going to have Kim Possible, you've got to have Senior, Senior, Senior. And unless you watched Kim Possible, you're not going to know who that is. I know enough people did watch Kim Possible that, that it may become a thing on Dreamlight Valley, but I don't know. I'm thinking a lot of people that, only watch the movies are going to be like, who's that? Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows. When my daughter was little, we even had Kim Possible hats, baseball style hats. That were Kim Possible. Those got lost in storage too. I was keeping it because it was like a keepsake. Me and my daughter had the same hat. She had to grow into hers, of course, but because they were the same size. But she liked Kim Possible also. So, okay, one, there we go, 2, 3. Oh, we've got to do something because there's no lights in here. Oh, dang. 10 minutes. Okay. So if 10 minutes comes up first, we'll just stop and we'll do this later. And if, the building gets finished first, then yay. But since we've only got 9 minutes now, I don't think the building is getting done. I don't know if you have to do it that way, but I've noticed that a lot of people that play on computer have to go with the thud 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 method where you're putting down, dun 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 like that, And over here on Xbox, we can do this. So I found out that Forza Horizon 6 is coming out soon. I don't know if it said exactly when, but it did say it was you can pre-order it right now, And then, they're talking about GTA 6, of course. So I'm looking forward to both of those, but the problem is that I don't think I'm getting either one of them right away. I still might be playing GTA 5 for a while. Because my husband's going to want to get his, and we're going to have to pay for mine. So I don't know. We don't even know when it's coming out, so we can't, like, say, okay, it's definitely coming out this year at this time, and, um, like, make plans for it. Okay, oops. Oh, that needs lights. Yep, that needs lights. LAGHTS. Because I'm an author, so I try to make sure that what I'm saying is sounding correct and everything. And I'm noticing that it sounds a little off, but not too bad. Yeah, I'm just like hyper aware that it kind of sounds like I'm saying something else. So, yeah, trying to make sure that you know exactly what I'm saying. So anyway, my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, Lessons in Love, and, like I said, Coral. So, um, I am very happy that uh, yeah, I can say we, because my husband did help a lot, and my sister helped some too. Um, like, does this sound better, or does this sound better? Or my sister works really good as I am so frustrated. I gotta tell you about this, and I do, and it makes it feel better. Um, it's like yesterday. I don't know what is up with this program. I love this program to pieces, but every once in a while, somebody will be saying something, and then there'll be like a obviously digital noise. It's a obviously digital noise. It just goes like ping or something like that, and I'm like, where did that come from? Or like, I really don't blame it for this one. Yesterday, the sentence was the only place I want to ask you to, and I just left it that way, right? So it added the word is. And I'm like, okay, I don't blame it, and that's an easy fix. Just take out the quote marks, you're all good. So it wasn't like, it wasn't something that I was going to be brooding on all day, going, what the freak is going on here, and I don't get that, and I wasn't going to be like all angry about it. Um, but that little noise, that's like, why? Why? And where's it coming from? Because obviously it wasn't there. But like, it added the word is, and I was like, okay, I'm good with that. That's valid. It could, is there, is was there. And that doesn't sound like English, but was there on the page. It just wasn't there where it was trying to put it. And if anybody's ever questioned this is a chalkboard. The black part, that's a chalkboard. And it's convenient that it's a chalkboard. It works on both sides. So, yeah, we got 3 minutes. Oh, man. Okay. Where's the doors? Here. So we might go over a little bit. One, two, three. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we might end up going over a little bit because I want to make sure that the carpet in both rooms is done and that the doors are established. More the carpet though. Okay, dun, 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 dun. Because my imagination starts telling me that carpet is getting wet. And the carpet getting wet is not good. It'll get all moldy, and then you can't go to school because you're going to get sick, and yeah. So, the only person that we've had chatting is me and somebody trying to sell viewers. Okay. They didn't even try to come up with a nice name. Usually it's like, well, I was gonna say Sissy Spacek, but that's a real person. but we'll use that, okay? Hopefully she wouldn't be trying to scam. She wouldn't be trying to sell viewers, but like usually it says Sissy Spacek, and then it says, buy viewers over here, and like I said, hopefully she wouldn't be selling viewers. I hope that she's not, so hard up on money that she's trying to sell viewers. But we were just using her name as an example because it was the first thing that popped in my head. I can't even remember what movie she was on, and I do apologize for that. Usually I am the queen of random knowledge, and this time, nope. Like something earlier on Jeopardy, I don't remember what it was, but I'm like, I wasn't gonna try it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I know that answer, and sure enough, it was that, and it was exactly what I was thinking it was. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here, and then we will end the stream. Oh, well, we got to put the window in, but after that we'll end the stream. So okay, my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times. No. Esperanza's Party, The Island, Lessons in Love, and Coral. And okay, so before I continue there, I had the name Ben in my story for a very long time. And that was before we even had our cat. So, and the preacher's name is Luke. So that's a fur kid and then my kid. well, then I was. Oh, and I have a whole bunch of Sams in my story. Um, I don't want to say it's my favorite name, but it's a name I use a lot for guys. But anyway, so I had Sam in there a lot, but I didn't have Coral. So one of the characters in Lessons in Love is a girl named Coral, and Sean goes out on a date with her. That scared the heck out of me because I forgot that he was awake. My husband coughed. It's a winter thing. We cough during the winter. It's like our throat can't clear on its own or something, so we end up coughing. Okay, there we go. Well, where's the... Okay. Oh, yeah, I said I wanted to establish where the doors were. Yeah, I totally forgot what I was talking about just now. Um... Oh, okay, yeah. There's now so I added, a girl named Coral, and Sean goes on a date with her, and, that way, um, oh, that and I added, Sam's daughter, Sam Crenshaw's daughter is going to be named Coral, one of his daughters. I think the first one. He's got a daughter named Savannah also. And there's Lucy, policing the neighborhood. She's a puppy dog. Oh, no, I'm not done yet. Okay. Well, I am, but I'm not. There we go. I know, I don't make sense sometimes. If my husband was in the room, he'd say I don't make dollars either, but that is rude. I actually make dollars. I just don't make them very often. And it's usually when I buy my own book, so. There. Is that good? Yeah, I just gotta put in the, Why is there no doors here? No idea. It made sense at the time. It just doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, one more door. I don't know. I think the last time I built this, I had the doors opposite. Like if this door was here, that door was over there. I have no idea. Like I have no idea why I did that, but it seemed to make sense this time. Did we have windows? No. Oh, duh. Okay. So then this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Not that.